Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Chemistry Daily Booster. This is number 24 in our Paper 2 series, and while not explicitly listed on the advanced information, we do know that they have that little statement that there is no information that will not be assessed on Paper 2. What we're going to do then is have a look at the idea of climate change. So what we need to know first of all are the names of the three key greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, water and methane. So remember those three greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, water vapour. We need to understand the process by which these greenhouse gases lead to the increase in the surface temperature of the Earth. So we start off with the sun. Our sun is going to transfer energy by radiation, travels through space, and is going to travel through our atmosphere to reach the Earth's surface. It will be absorbed by the surface of the Earth, and then we will emit infrared radiation from the warmer surface of the Earth back up towards the atmosphere. Now, some of that is going to go straight back into space and be lost. Some of it will be absorbed by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere itself. Any of that infrared radiation absorbed by the greenhouse gas molecules are then going to emit infrared radiation in all directions, which leads to the warming of Earth's surface and the atmosphere. Obviously, the greater the amount of greenhouse gas molecules in our atmosphere, the greater the amount of infrared that will be absorbed by them, and the greater the amount of infrared radiation they will re-radiate back towards the surface of the Earth. So the greater the warming effect. What we do know is, despite the fact there is of course a natural cycle of warming that happens here on Earth, then human activities are increasing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. As a result, we have something we refer to as the enhanced greenhouse effect. So this is basically human activities causing a much greater greenhouse effect than would occur naturally. And as a result, we see the mean surface temperature of planet Earth going up. A couple of key reasons for this are main sources of the greenhouse gas emissions. Generally, combustion of fossil fuels is responsible for the increased carbon dioxide levels. So think of all of the cars, etc. on our roads. But methane is also a greenhouse gas, and that one is also increasing. So paddy fields where we grow rice, cattle where we're going to get our beef from, landfills, etc. they produce methane. So those two in conjunction are leading to high levels of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, and therefore leading to this enhanced greenhouse effect. The reason that we care about this is we're going to see that increased mean surface temperature of the Earth leading to some pretty far-reaching impacts. First of all, the ice caps are melting. The more the ice caps melt, the greater the sea levels will get. So sea levels will rise. As a result of that sea level rising, we're going to get more coastal flooding. If you live in low-lying areas around the coast, that's not great news for your future prospects of your house still being there. In other areas of the world, we will see droughts, and we're also going to see more extreme weather events. So all of these are bad things we want to try to avoid. So how do we avoid it? Well, key thing, reduce greenhouse emissions. How do we do that? Reduce our consumption of fossil fuels. Swap out fossil fuel use for renewable energy sources. Think about the things our government are trying to do at the moment in the next few years. Then we're not going to be able to buy new petrol or diesel cars. They are going to be banned under law, so you're not going to be able to buy new ones. They're trying to obviously move us over to electric cars, and the goal there is to have generated that electricity through renewable energy sources, not burning fossil fuels in the power stations. We can also use carbon capture techniques in order to stop carbon dioxide escaping when we do use any of those fuels. The other side to things is the fact we acknowledge we've done damage. There are no two ways about it. The human race has caused damage to planet Earth that is significant. So we do need to protect against these effects we are seeing. So constructing better flood barriers and flood defences around areas we know are at risk of flooding. we need to change our buildings to be able to withstand this extreme weather. So rather than just building the same properties we have for many years, we need to look at what the weather is like in that area and then design buildings that can withstand it. As always, if there are bits from today's Daily Booster that you'd like to go over in a bit more detail, you can use the video on the main channel under our C6 playlist, use your revision guides, your classwork notes, and of course have a look at some past exam papers. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow for our next Daily Booster.